Me? Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. Nope, stop! This one is really interesting because all the Final Fantasy VII Bring art so far has been based on the original concept art. But Zack's concept art looks like this. So what's all this? And maybe some of you are thinking, well, no, I've seen concept art of Zack that looks somewhat like this, but no, you have not. This is Cloud. Oh my god. Thank goodness. You have no idea. I was so worried because look at this. Where are the folding arms? They're not here. They didn't add it to this image. It's up here. So I was like, if they didn't include it, I was gonna be like, but look at this, you know? But I'm really relieved. I'm so glad I didn't have to talk about how wrong that was because everything is right. That's such a relief. Even though the paint job is kinda and kinda what? And this is not an OG pose, and it's not really a Crisis Core pose either as far as I know. This is more a Rebirth pose, I think. What am I thinking of? I feel like there's an image where Zack does something like this. So this is a Rebirth thing in my opinion. The Buster Sword is the same, and it would be foolish to expect anything else. And altogether we get 10 different hands, or technically 12 different hands. You can also hold the sword at different angles with both hands. This is great. And here he is.
There he is!
He feels great just holding him. He has a really nice classic shape. I sort of instantly get nostalgic for the original game every time I see Zack in this original design. Although, this is weird. I'm pretty sure Zack does not have the scar in the original. So they have really taken some artistic liberties with this figure. Like, not only does the art that this is supposedly based on not exist, but they have also added in the scar that he has in Crisis Core. And he does have a scar in everything after the original, but he doesn't have it in the original, which is what this figure is supposed to be based on. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that it's there, but I am surprised by it. Oh! Oh, wow! That's cool. It's easy to pose. I'm a bit annoyed that these things are so loose, like they're a bit too loose. That's annoying, but I think once you find whatever pose you're gonna do, you can then push the arms in and then they stay more put. So that's fine. And I think they already made it clear on the back of the box that Zack is taller than Cloud. And yes, he is. He's like at least half a head taller. Yeah, Cloud's eyes are below Zack's chin. But this is really interesting. Can you tell on camera that there's actually a pretty big color difference for these two? They're both purple, but Cloud is a bit more blue-ish purple, and Zack is a warmer purple. That's really interesting, and I do actually think, just in terms of the color, that I prefer Zack here. And even though Zack is bigger, and you know, the legs are bigger and thicker and everything like that, it does seem like the design and all the folds and stuff are identical for these two. Look at that. All the folds are the same. See? And the shoes are the same. The folds on this leg are also the same. The crotch piece are the same, but they are obviously bigger on Zack. I'm not saying Zack's crotch is bigger, but technically I am. The only thing that's different, which is weird, is the separation here. You see that gap there? But this gap, it's hidden by being at this weird angle and this weird shape. Like it follows the folds around his hip. And we all know about Cloud's hip problems, and he's very loose. His legs and feet are very loose. He does stand, but if I'm not careful when I put him down, his feet get all messed up, so I have to sort of put him down and then adjust him a bit every time I put him down. So he's a hassle to just move around. This guy seems a lot more stiff, and so far I don't see any issue with the hip, so maybe the gaps here are part of the improvement, who knows? So yeah, I'm super happy with this, like usual. I think the only thing that I don't like is actually the hair color itself, because right now it's just dark blue. And that's it. And I wish they had gone with either just black or a dark brown instead. And if we look at his eyebrows, they're brown. I wish Zack's hair was the same color as his eyebrows. And if they did it the same way that the Adorable Arts did it, by giving him black hair with blue tips or blue highlights, that would be different, because I did like that. So, not to be a hypocrite, this is just blue. Oh, I've never seen that before. A ball joint coming out of the shoulder? Cloud's shoulder and bicep is one piece, and I'm guessing that's mainly just because of the option to have the folded arms. I don't know why else they would do that, unless they found that this was limiting, because you can't really do this with that one, so maybe. Now that is cool. He did get a bit sassy, like, I want to see your manager. But that is... Oh, sorry, Cloud. There we go. Oh! Oh my god! Posing them both like this literally triggered something in my brain. I know why we got these hands. I know where this design is from. It's from the spoiler image from Nibelheim. Spoilers in 3, 2, 1. It's this image. Zack has this pose in that image. Oh my god! As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my god, of course! Of course it is! Duh! Wow, now I love this pose even more. That's so great. And here we go. I feel like the scale is very accurate. They haven't announced any new bring arts in a while. I think they're done, but I also think that a cowgirl Tifa would sell out pretty fast. But anyway, I feel like I'm ready to place him in the collection. And here we are in Zack's little corner of the collection, and he goes right there. And I must admit, it feels so good to finally have something in this little section that kind of resembles a centerpiece. I also love how well these two fit together. If you wanted to have a bare minimum but still complete feeling collection, what you'd need to have is the Bring Arts line and the Polygon Mini line. And they fit so well together, as you can see. And looking at the adorable arts, I'm reminded of the disappointment that I had when I realized that Zack is shorter than Cloud in that line, mainly just because of Cloud's hair, but also because they have the same body, but they didn't bother upscaling the body for Zack like they did with this Bring Arts. Now that I know that that technology is there, like, you can just upscale it, my question is, why didn't you bother doing it with this one? Oh, and don't ask what happened to my voice. It's been a long day.
Sometimes in your early 30s, your voice can change as a man, and it's effectively second puberty.